Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss cartilage. Cartilage is a tough form of supporting connective tissue, and basically along with the bone, it forms a part of cytoskeleton, forms a part of skeleton which support the organs and the tissues and the structure of the body. It is characterized by extracellular matrix with high concentration of glycosaminoglycans and proteoglycans interacting with collagen and elastic fibers. So basically, cartilage is a specialized, semi-rigid, dense type of connective tissue which consists of cells as well as it consists of fibers, cells, fibers, and ground substance. So cells are chondrocytes and chondroblast. Extracellular matrix is glycosaminoglycan and proteoglycans, especially, and the fibers are collagen and elastic fibers. So cartilage is specialized, semi-rigid, dense type of connective tissue consisting of cells embedded in a firm rubber-like abundant matrix, which is devoid of minerals like calcium and salts. There is high content of collagen and ground substance, which account for the solid and flexible state of the cartilage. So basically, it is semi-rigid. It is not hard like bone, and it is not semi-solid. So it is semi-rigid consistency is due to water bound to the negatively charged hyaluronic acid and glycosaminoglycans. So it acts like a cushion. All types of cartilage, there are few types of cartilage like hyaline fibrocartilage and elastic cartilage. These all types of cartilage lack vascular supply, and the cells of the cartilage, which are basically chondrocytes, they receive nutrition by diffusion from capillaries or blood vessels in the surrounding connective tissue. This connective tissue can be perichondrium, which is basically a layer on the cartilage. We will discuss perichondrium in detail. And cartilage also lack nerves. So a cartilage which is semi-rigid is composed of ground matrix or extracellular matrix, cells, chondrocytes and chondroblast, and fibers, which include collagen fibers and elastic fibers, which are abundantly present in the cartilage. Cartilage cells are chondrocytes. Chondrocytes are of two types, young and old. Young chondrocytes are known as chondroblast. Chondroblast are flat cells containing flat nuclei. Their cytoplasm is basophilic, and they are present mainly under the perichondrium. While the mature cells are chondrocytes, and these chondrocytes are present in the isogynous groups of cells or isogynous nest of the cells. So cartilage, specialized form of connective tissue in which the firm consistency of extracellular matrix allow the tissue to bear mechanical stress without permanent distortion. So basically, this flexibility in the cartilage tissue is required. Smooth surfaced and resilient, and it provides a shock absorbing and sliding area for joints and facilitate bone movements. Cartilage basically lines the articular surfaces of the bones, like if you see in the knee joint, the bones on their articular surface are lined by, so it provides a shock absorbing and sliding area for the joints and facilitate bone movement. Cartilage forms a framework supporting soft tissues, and cartilage is also essential for the development and growth of long bones, both before and after birth. cartilage in its character is avascular, and it lacks lymphatic vessels and nerves, and cartilage is surrounded by perichondrium, and the chondrocytes exhibit low metabolic activity and very low regenerative capacity. फर्स्ट ईयर एक चीज मैं आपको यहाँ पे बहुत क्लियरली बता दूं, जो आपका प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम है उसके अंदर जैसे अपर लिम्ब और लोअर लिम्ब और थॉरेक्स आप पढ़ते हैं, इसी तरह सिमिलर आपका वेटेज होता है हिस्टोलॉजी का. हिस्टोलॉजी कैरीज इक्वल मार्क्स जो आपके प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम में आते हैं. जितना आपके नंबरों का प्रोपोर्शन अपर लिम्ब में से आता है, लोअर लिम्ब में से आता है, सिमिलर प्रोपोर्शन आपका हिस्टोलॉजी में से आता है. और 20 मार्क्स का आपका प्रैक्टिकल का पोर्शन होता है. और हिस्टोलॉजी की जो एवेल्युएशन है, इट इज आल्सो इंक्लूडेड इन द इंटरनल असेसमेंट. और इंटरनल असेसमेंट आपके एप्टीट्यूड पे बेस करती है. और अगर आप हिस्टोलॉजी क्लियर नहीं करते तो आप बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स में भी, बाकी सब्जेक्ट का जो पोर्शन है उसमें भी आप क्लियर नहीं होते. सो आपको क्लियर करना जरूरी होता है हिस्टोलॉजी का पोर्शन, जिसमें से लॉन्ग स्लाइड भी होती है. 10 मार्क्स की आपकी स्पॉटिंग होती है, उसके अंदर आपकी कॉपी के मार्क्स होते हैं. और पेपर के अंदर आपको पूरा एक SCQ और 9 to 10 MCQs आते हैं, जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ हिस्टोलॉजी के पोर्शन से होते हैं.
मैम
जी
मैम हिस्टोलॉजी की बुक आप कौन सी रिकमेंड करती हैं? फिलहाल से तो मैं स्लाइड से ही पढ़ रही थी.
हिस्टोलॉजी के लिए आप लेइक हुसैन पढ़ सकते हैं, और साथ जो डायग्राम्स और पिक्चर्स होती हैं, खासतौर पे जो माइक्रोस्कोपी से रिलेटेड होती हैं, वो जनक्यूरा में बहुत अच्छी दी होती हैं. अदरवाइज अगर आपने इजी रखना है इसको, तो आप डाइफ्यूरे का एटलस ले लें और वहीं से आप ड्रॉ किया करें, और वहीं से आप उसकी डायग्राम की डिटेल देख लिया करें, क्योंकि उसके अंदर लेबल्ड होती हैं पिक्चर्स, और आपको जितने भी कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं, जो सेल्स होते हैं, वो आप इजीली आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि जैसे आपके एग्जाम में आपको लॉन्ग स्लाइड आती है 10 मार्क्स की, तो उसमें रैंडमली आपको एक स्लाइड दे देते हैं. आपने वो स्लाइड देखनी होती है, उसको खुद ही से आइडेंटिफाई करना होता है कि ये कौन सा टिश्यू है, और खुद ही से उसको ड्रॉ करना होता है. तो आपका इट इज जस्ट लाइक जैसे आप ग्रॉस के रीजन्स पढ़ते हैं, उससे इक्वल या इक्वल से ज्यादा ही वेटेज होती है आपकी हिस्टोलॉजी के कंपोनेंट की. ठीक है, तो आप लोग इसको सीरियसली लें, और अगर कोई आपको डिफिकल्टी हो तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकती हैं. डॉक्टर मुनज़्ज़ा हूँ मैं, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर मुनज़्ज़ा. एनी टाइम यू कैन आस्क मी. और बुक्स में आप लेइक हुसैन देखें, ठीक है, और साथ डाइफ्यूरिक एटलस कंसल्ट करें. Ground substance include chondroitin sulfate, keratin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid. The fibers are of two different types. It includes collagen fibers and elastic fibers, and it has cells which are chondroblast and chondrocytes. If we see the proportion of its composition, it has 60 to 80% water, which is bound to different components of the cartilage, and it has about 15% of collagen. And this collagen basically is type 2 collagen, right? And in the fibrous cartilage, it is type 1 collagen as well. It also contains cells which are about 3 to 5%, which include chondrocytes and chondroblast, and adhesive proteins and protoglycans are also included. So cartilage consists of cells which are called chondrocytes embedded in the extracellular matrix, and it also contains cells which are chondrocytes and chondroblast, and no other cell types are included in the cartilage. Chondrocytes synthesize and maintain all extracellular components and are located in the matrix in the cavities, which are called lacuna. ECM components are basically type 2 collagen, fibrils, hyaluronic acid, and sulfated glycosaminoglycans on densely packed proteoglycans. So basically, cartilage has three components: ground substance, fibers, and cells. Cells of the cartilage. The cells of the cartilage are not epithelial cells. These are derived from mesenchymal cells. So basically, It is a part of connective tissue and it is derived from mesenchymal cells. These mesenchymal cells exist in the undifferentiated form and has properties which are stem cell like properties, and they differentiate as there is requirement of to synthesize the cartilage. Young cells are small with branched cytoplasmic processes known as chondroblast. They multiply to chondrocytes. So basically, the cells which differentiate from mesenchyme are chondroblast. First of all, chondroblast are formed from the mesenchymal cells, and then these chondroblasts, which are immature cells, they mature to the chondrocytes. Chondrocytes are bigger in size and are found in spaces. These spaces are called lacuna. They are found in the form of groups, 2 to 4 cells together, known as cell nests or individual cells. They are responsible for production of fibers and ground substance of the cartilage. Old mature cells are incapable of multiplication. यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें, these are chondroblast, and these chondroblast are derived from mesenchymal cells. Initially, they exist in the form of mesenchyme. Mesenchyme has stem cell-like property, and these mesenchymal cells, they differentiate into chondroblast, and these chondroblasts, they mature into chondrocytes. Here, there are 2 chondrocytes and are included in matrix and are present in a space which is called lacuna. So these mature cells are chondrocyte, and this space is called lacuna. So you can remember the sequence of formation of cells like mesenchymal cells. They differentiate into chondroblast, and these chondroblasts, they differentiate into chondrocytes, and these chondrocytes make the cartilage. And chondroblasts are also responsible for secretion of ground matrix substances as well as fibers. So in the initial slides, we studied about the perichondrium. What is perichondrium? Perichondrium is a sheath of dense connective tissue that surround the cartilage. So wherever cartilage is present, there is a fibrous tissue sheath around the cartilage, and this fibrous tissue sheath is called perichondrium. There is one exception to presence of this perichondrium, and that is articular cartilage, right? Articular cartilage kahan hoti hai? Where joint is formed and the cartilage is present on the ends of long bones, right? Or wherever the joint, what type of the bone are making joint, jahan bhi articulation hoti hai, joint formation hoti hai, synovial joint formation hoti hai, the ends of articular surfaces of the bone are covered by cartilage, but that part which is in contact with each other and is taking part in articulation is devoid of perichondrium. That part does not contain perichondrium. Perichondrium is responsible for the vascular supply of the avascular cartilage, and it also contains nerves and lymphatic vessels. And the perichondrium has 2 layers: outer fibrous layer, which is vascular, and inner chondrogenic layer, which is cellular. So outer layer contains fibers and blood vessels, and the inner layer basically is cellular, and it contains mesenchymal cells and chondroblast. And whenever there is required any repair of the cartilage, the cells from this perichondrium, they are transformed from chondroblast to chondrocyte. Perichondrium has cells which can regrow cartilage to some extent if the cartilage is damaged. Articular cartilage is sustained by diffusion of oxygen and nutrients from the synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is a type of fluid which is present in the joint cavity. So here you can see in this diagram, this is a fibrous layer, and this is perichondrium, and this perichondrium has elongated nuclei of the fibroblast or the cells which are present along the perichondrium. And just beneath this perichondrium, this is the outer fibrous layer, and it has many blood vessels. Just beneath this fibrous layer, you can appreciate elongated nuclei or elongated fibroblast-like cells. These are basically chondroblast cells. And these chondroblast cells, they mature into chondrocytes, where the chondrocytes are enclosed into a lacuna, and this space is called lacuna, and are surrounded by the extracellular matrix. So when chondrocytes mature from chondroblast, they can be arranged in a single layer of cells, like here, one cell, one cell, and one cell. And they can also be arranged in the form of group of the cells, depending upon the type of the cartilage. Different types of cartilage. What are different types of cartilage? There are three forms. Hyaline cartilage, which is most common form. Hyaline cartilage is most common in the human body. And the second is elastic cartilage. And third type is the fibrocartilage. Hyaline cartilage is most common form, and elastic cartilage has elastic property, and it is more distensible. And fibrocartilage is present in the regions of the body subjected to pulling forces. So wherever pressure bearing or weight bearing is required, there fibrous cartilage is present. This is a general distribution of cartilages. These cartilage shown in blue is basically the hyaline cartilage. As I told you that articular surfaces, this is the elbow joint, and articular surfaces of elbow joint are covered by bluish cartilage, and this type of cartilage is called hyaline cartilage. The articular part of this cartilage is devoid of perichondrium. It does not contain perichondrium. And this is articular cartilage which is present in the shoulder joint, and similarly in the knee joint, and wherever the joints are present, a type of cartilage is present. This is hyaline cartilage, which is devoid of perichondrium. Then is the fibrocartilage. The areas which are shown in red are the areas of fibrocartilage. And these fibrocartilage is present where high pressure bearing or weight bearing is required, for example, in the intervertebral disc, and it maintains strength of the vertebral column, and similarly it is present into the pubic symphysis. So hyaline cartilage is most common. It is present in the articular areas as well as non-articular areas like costal cartilages. But here in the costal cartilages, it is covered by the perichondrium. And fibrocartilage is present where pressure bearing or weight bearing is required, especially intervertebral disc and of the vertebral column, as well as in the pubic symphysis. Elastic cartilage has a very limited and low distribution in the body. Elastic cartilage, for example, is present in the external ear, and it is highly flexible because of presence of elastic fibers. अबू बकर, आप अपनी स्लाइड्स पे ध्यान दें. So hyaline cartilage is present, and it has extracellular matrix. It has lacuna, and these lacuna are with chondrocytes or cartilage forming cells. Fibrocartilage has bundles of collagen fibers, and these bundles of collagen fibers makes the major component of fibrocartilage, and these are in the chondrocytes are present in the lacuna. Elastic cartilage has a major component like elastic fibers, and these elastic fibers can be stained with the silver stain, and here also chondrocytes are present in the lacuna. Hyaline cartilage is most common and best studied in three forms. A fresh hyaline cartilage, which is bluish in color and it is translucent. In the embryo, it serves as a temporary skeleton until it is gradually replaced by the bone. Distribution in adults is articular surfaces of movable joints, in the walls of large respiratory passages like nose, larynx, trachea, and bronchi, in the ventral and vertebral end of the ribs, or the ribs when joining to the sternum, they are joined by the hyaline cartilage. Epiphyseal plates, where it is responsible for the longitudinal growth of the bones. Chondroblasts and chondrocytes of the hyaline cartilage. These are fibroblasts like progenitor mesenchymal cells in the perichondrium, and these give rise to larger chondroblast. And in between the chondroblast, the extracellular matrix is called interterritorial matrix. Chondrocytes cells occupy relatively a hyaline cartilage mass deeper in the cartilage. Cells may appear in groups of up to 8 cells that originate from mitotic divisions of a single chondroblast and are called isogenous aggregates. So अगर आप यहाँ पे देखें तो you can appreciate that these are a group of the cells, and these group of the cells, 4 cells are making a group, and this group is called isogenous group of the cells, and the cells are chondrocytes, which are made from the chondroblast. So in hyaline cartilage, the cells are present in the form of isogenous groups, and these isogenous groups make the special characteristic of articular cartilage. So the cartilage cells are present in the form of groups, and these groups of the cartilage cells are called isogenous groups. And each cell on its outer surface is surrounded by a common extracellular matrix, and this extracellular matrix is called territorial matrix. Here you can also see this is perichondrium, and in the perichondrium you can appreciate these elongated cells which are perichondrial fibroblast, because I told you that perichondrium has 2 layers, outer fibrous and inner cellular, and this outer fibrous layer of the perichondrium is formed of fibroblast like cells, and from here the cells differentiate, mesenchymal cells differentiate, and they form chondroblast. And this chondroblast is cartilage forming cell, and it starts secreting matrix and fibers, and then these chondrocytes are formed, and finally the chondrocytes are enclosed in a common matrix which is called territorial matrix, and they take the form of groups, isogenous group in case of hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage matrix. It is nearly about 40% collagen embedded in a firm hydrated gel of proteoglycans and structural glycoproteins. In routine histological preparations, proteoglycans make the matrix basophilic, and thin collagen fibrils are not visible. So, territorial versus interterritorial matrix. Extracellular matrix immediately around each lacuna is called territorial matrix, and it contains mostly proteoglycans and sparse collagen. This is basically proteoglycans, presence of proteoglycans, which gives it a more basophilic appearance. The extracellular matrix more distant from lacuna is called the interterritorial matrix. It is rich in collagen and may be less basophilic. यहाँ पे आप ये बात ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह समझ लेंगे. This is upper portion, which is the perichondrium. These are fibroblast-like cells. From these mesenchymal cells develop chondroblast, and from the chondroblast develop chondrocytes. Chondrocytes live in a lacuna. Here you can see that around each lacuna is a darker line which is lining each of this group of the lacunar cells. This darkish area around each isogenous group of the chondrocytes is called territorial matrix, and the matrix which is present between these 2 isogenous groups or between isogenous groups is called interterritorial matrix, right? So these are isogenous groups. Each isogenous group is surrounded by a darker area. This darker area is called territorial matrix, and in between the different cells or isogenous groups, the area is called interterritorial matrix. So in this picture, the upper part shows the perichondrium, which is example of dense connective tissue, and it is composed largely of collagen type 1. Perichondrium has collagen type 1. Hyaline cartilage has collagen type 2. So there is a gradual transition and differentiation of cells from the perichondrium to the cartilage, with some elongated fibroblast-like cells becoming larger and rounded. And these cells are chondroblast, and they further differentiate into chondrocytes. Chondrocytes are located into lacunae spaces, empty spaces. These are lacunae, and are surrounded by a darker area, which is territorial matrix. And in between the different lacunae are the interterritorial matrix. Here you can also see this is the area of perichondrium. You can appreciate the layer of perichondrium, which is fibrous and cellular. And these are isogenous. This is a typical example of isogenous group of multiple cells, including about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. 6 cells are making an isogenous group. And on the outer side, it is covered by or surrounded by a darker area. And this darker area is called territorial matrix, and this area in between, which is just a matrix, is called interterritorial matrix. So the thin region of hyaline cartilage shown here is the perichondrium on both sides, and it shows larger lacuna containing isogenous group of chondrocytes within the matrix. Territorial matrix immediately around the chondrocytes is more basophilic, and then the interterritorial matrix, which is farther away from the cells. So this is all interterritorial matrix, and this immediately around the lacuna, around the cells, is the territorial matrix. In contrast to other forms of cartilage and most other tissue, hyaline cartilage is susceptible to partial isolated regions of calcification. Calcification is basically deposits of calcium. This is pathological condition. The normal condition does not happen, but this can undergo calcification with aging. A perichondrium of hyaline cartilage similarly has two regions, outer fibrous and inner cellular. Outer region of the perichondrium consists largely of collagen type 1 fibers and fibroblast. Inner layer of the cartilage matrix contains mesenchymal stem cells, which provide chondroblasts and chondrocytes. Cells of cartilage can give rise to benign tumors, chondromas, and malignant tumors, chondrosarcomas. The second type of cartilage is elastic cartilage. Elastic cartilage is essentially very similar to hyaline cartilage, except that it contains abundant network of fine elastic fibers in addition to collagen type 2 fibrils. Collagen type 2 fibrils were the main constituents of hyaline cartilage, but elastic cartilage has collagen type 2 fibers, and in addition, it contains elastic fibers. And this is elastic fibers which give it a elastic appearance. Perichondrium is present. Perichondrium is present around the elastic cartilage, and chondrocytes are larger than those of the hyaline cartilage. Chondrocytes are found in singles or in twos in the lacuna. Examples of elastic cartilage include auricle or pinna, epiglottis, and external auditory meatus. Here you can see chondrocytes and overall organization of elastic cartilage. Here the matrix contain elastic fibers that can be seen darker components when stained with the special stain. So here you can see the empty spaces. First of all, identify lacuna which appear as empty spaces. So these all empty spaces are lacuna which are containing chondrocytes. And so these cells are basically chondrocytes, and in between this darker purplish appearing area is the matrix. And if you concentrate on the matrix, you can appreciate these darker lines. These are basically elastic fibers. Elastic fibers are not identified or identifiable or more prominent on H&E stains, so we have to do special stains to identify the elastic fibers. And these are abundantly present in the territorial matrix of the elastic cartilage. So it contains of lacuna, multiple lacuna, singly scattered or groups of two. And these cells are chondrocytes, which are present inside the lacuna, and in between is a large quantity of matrix, and this matrix contains elastic fibers. This is another special stain to show the elastic fibers, and you can see how much these darker blue fibers are basically elastic fibers. And just in these network of elastic fibers are embedded different lacuna which are containing chondrocytes. The third type of cartilage is the fibrocartilage. Fibrocartilage is a tissue intermediate between dense connective tissue and hyaline cartilage. Perichondrium is characteristically absent. So fibrocartilage basically is present in the intervertebral parts of the vertebral column and pubic symphysis. And here the perichondrium is absent in the fibrocartilage. And the unique property or unique feature of this fibrocartilage is the presence of thick bundles of collagen fibers. So elastic cartilage में जो differentiating feature था वो क्या था? That was the presence of elastic fibers, which make it different from the hyaline and the fibrocartilage. And fibrocartilage has abundant thick bundles of collagen fibers, and these collagen fibers are arranged in the form of bundles, and chondrocytes are seen between these fibers. So basically it is composed of more quantity of these are the examples are pubic symphysis and intervertebral disc. So you have to remember these two examples at least, that is pubic symphysis and intervertebral disc. Here, if you go on light microscopy of the fibrocartilage, it is a mixture of dense connective tissue. These are bundles of the collagen fibers. These are all major huge bundles of the collagen fibers. And in between these collagen fibers, you can appreciate rows of chondrocytes, which are present into the empty spaces lacuna. So these are different rows of lacuna, and the cells are singly arranged. Here, no groups of the cells are present. In hyaline cartilage, there were isogenous aggregates of the cells. The cells were 6 to 8 in each group. And in elastic cartilage, 2 cells or 1 cell were present. And in fibrocartilage, the typical arrangement of these chondrocytes is in the rows, and these are present as a single cell arrangement. And in between are huge bundles of the collagen. Here it is more clearly visible. These are bundles of the collagen. These are all collagen fibers, and in between are present singly scattered chondrocyte cells. So how the formation of cartilage occurs? All cartilage forms from mesenchyme, right? From mesenchymal cells, the process of cartilage formation starts, and this is called chondrogenesis. These mesenchymal cells, they retract their extensions and multiply and becomes packed together and are then converted into chondroblast. First step was presence of mesenchymal cells. These mesenchymal cells have different extensions on their surface. These extensions taken up, they become rounded in shape and then multiply and become chondroblast. Chondroblast rapidly proliferate and give rise to chondrocytes. Chondrocytes, at both these stages, the cells have basophilic cytoplasm rich in rough endoplasmic reticulum for collagen synthesis. Production of ECM encloses the cells in their lacuna and gradually separate chondroblast from one another. So in this way, these are the mesenchymal cells. If you appreciate, there are multiple processes on their surface. The mesenchymal cells have multiple processes on their surface, and at the initial phase, they retract these processes and become rounded in shape, and they become mitotically active. Here you can appreciate this mitotic figure. This is another mitotic figure. They become mitotically active and become rounded and are converted into chondroblast. And then these chondroblasts, they start rapid proliferation. Here, these are again mitotic figures which show proliferation of the cells. So these cells further proliferate and they start secreting this extracellular matrix and the fibers, and are surrounded by these extracellular matrix, and they become arranged in the form of groups, and are surrounded by territorial and interterritorial matrix, and they form the cartilage. Once formed, cartilage tissue enlarges both by two types of growth patterns: interstitial growth and appositional growth. So chondrogenesis started when the mesenchymal cells, they started retracting their processes and becoming rounded in shape, and becoming chondroblast. Chondroblast rapidly proliferate and mature and give rise to chondrocytes. And chondroblasts also secrete extracellular matrix. So chondrocytes are surrounded by extracellular matrix and they start forming cartilage. Cartilage can grow in interstitial growth and appositional growth. Interstitial growth involves mitotic division of pre-existing chondrocytes. So pre-existing chondrocytes, if due to any stimulus undergo proliferation, this is called appositional growth. Appositional growth involves chondroblast differentiation from progenital cells in the perichondrium. In both cases, synthesis of matrix contributes greatly to the growth of the cartilage. Appositional growth of cartilage is more important during postnatal development. Interstitial growth in cartilaginous regions, epiphyseal plates within long bones, is important in increasing the length of these structures. So there are two types of growth, interstitial growth and appositional growth. Interstitial growth is once formed, the cartilage tissue enlarges both by interstitial and appositional growth. Interstitial growth involves mitotic division of pre-existing chondrocytes, and appositional growth involves chondroblast differentiation from progenital cells in the perichondrium. So here you can see this is interstitial growth. Interstitial growth occurs from the pre-existing chondrocytes. There is proliferation and hypertrophy of pre-existing chondrocytes, and this gives rise to small quantity of the new cartilage. Appositional growth is in one in which the chondroblast in perichondrium, they differentiate into chondrocytes and produce matrix and add to the existing cartilage. So appositional growth occurs from the perichondrium or the cells of the perichondrium, which are mesenchymal cells. They differentiate into chondroblast, and chondroblast can differentiate into the chondrocytes, forming new cartilage. Articular cartilage regeneration occurs. In articular cartilage, cells and matrix near the articulating surfaces are gradually worn away and must be replaced from within, because there is no perichondrium to add the cells by appositional growth. So first you remember that articular cartilage, or the cartilage, articulating cartilage where they come in contact to each other in the joint cavity, is devoid of perichondrium. And the other area of the joint where there is no contact of oppositional articular surfaces, their perichondrium is present. And similarly, around the hyaline cartilage, perichondrium is present in the rib area where the ribs are attached to the sternum. Cartilage repair, except in the young children, damaged cartilage undergoes slow and often incomplete repair, primarily dependent on cells in the perichondrium which invade the injured area and produce new cartilage. In damaged areas, the perichondrium produces scar of dense connective tissue. And instead of forming new cartilage, poor capacity of cartilage for repair and regeneration is due in part to its avascular nature and low metabolic rate. What are the differences between a hyaline cartilage and elastic cartilage and fibrous cartilage? Hyaline cartilage is glassy in appearance, and there are groups of the lacuna. Here you can see that these chondrocytes are present into the groups which are called isogenous groups of the cells, and collagen fibers are present which are invisible, and here the collagen is type 2. Location includes sternal ends of the ribs, articular surfaces, trachea, in the trachea, larynx, nasal septum. So, and skeletal precursor, this is also the cartilage of the fetus. Function is a smooth surface for articulation and provides support. So hyaline cartilage is most common form of cartilage in which the cells are arranged in the isogenous groups. Collagen type 2 is the main constituent, and it is articular and non-articular. In the articular areas, it is not covered by perichondrium, and in the non-articular areas, it is covered by perichondrium all around. Elastic cartilage is light staining, and here the lacuna are with the chondrocytes, and there are multiple abundant fibers present which are darkly staining, and these darkly staining fibers are the elastic fibers. Examples are few: auditory tubes and external ear, epiglottis, and it provides flexibility with recoil. Fibrocartilage is present where pressure bearing and strength is required, and the most important feature is you can appreciate that the thick bundles of collagen and rows of lacuna are present in between with chondrocytes. Examples include intervertebral disc, pubic symphysis, and joint capsules. And it provides tensile strength and resist compression and bears weight. Important features of three main cartilage types. First year आप इसको note भी कर लें. Main features of extracellular matrix in hyaline cartilage is that it is homogeneous and it has type 2 collagen. In the elastic cartilage, there is type 2 collagen, but there are also darker staining elastic fibers. In the fibrous cartilage, there are type 2 collagen and type 1 collagen, and these are collagen bundles which are abundantly present in the fibrocartilage. Major cells are similar in the hyaline and elastic cartilage, that is chondrocyte and chondroblast. And in the fibrocartilage, fibroblasts are also present because it is containing mostly collagen, and fibroblasts are responsible for collagen synthesis. Typical arrangement of chondrocytes in the hyaline cartilage, these are present in the form of isogenous groups. In the elastic cartilage, these are present in the isogenous groups, but the groups are of 2 or 1 cell. In the fibrous cartilage, isogenous groups are arranged axially. Perichondrium is present in the hyaline cartilage if it is present around the non-articular areas. And elastic cartilage has perichondrium, but fibrous cartilage is totally devoid of the perichondrium. Main locations, I already told you that main locations include upper respiratory tract, articular ends of the epiphyseal plate bones, fetal skeleton. Fetal cartilage is hyaline cartilage. Elastic cartilage is present around external ear, external acoustic meatus, and fibrous cartilage is the intervertebral disc. Main function of hyaline cartilage is provision of low friction surfaces in the joints, and elastic cartilage provides flexibility. Fibrocartilage provides tensile strength and resistance to the tearing. First here, if you are given a question that differentiate between 3 types of cartilage, but only the microscopic features, then remember that these are the most important microscopic features. This table includes function of the cartilage and all other features, but the light microscopic features are these: hyaline cartilage, isolated small isogenous groups of lacuna, and abundant chondrocytes in the homogeneous matrix. Glassy appearance when fresh, and it looks slightly basophilic overall in H&E sections. Perichondrium is absent, and isogenous group of chondrocytes, fine collagen fibers type 2, which are invisible. Hyaline costal cartilages, homogeneous matrix with the isogenous group of chondrocytes, but with the perichondrium. Elastic cartilage, which is also called yellow cartilage, it contains thread-like network, dark staining elastic fibers in the matrix, and type 2 collagen. And it also has a perichondrium and isogenous group of the chondrocytes in the lacuna. Fibrocartilage has dense collagen bundle fibers, which are oriented in different directions, and collagen type 1 is also present. Perichondrium is absent. Ground substance is less in amount, and there are few MCQs which we will next time.